I don't know.
It's really casual stuff. We don't go. Okay, welcome to Healthy Tech Talk. I have in front of me, she's a legend within the industry, Yvette Eastman of Touchpoint Reflexology. As a matter of fact, you were my reflexology teacher, so you were responsible for me getting involved in holistic health and reflexology. Welcome to the show, Yvette.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. It's a pleasure and honor to have you here. So what we wanted to accomplish with this interview, with this podcast, is I want to introduce you to our podcasting audience, and I want we just want to do some questions and answers. Like, for example, you've been at this game for a long time. How long have you been doing reflexology?
It's been about 37 years.
37 years.
At least in reflexology.
And you've been teaching, and you've been authoring, and you've been practicing, and you have been a busy person.
I like being busy. Work is my love, and this is reflexology, kinesiology, all of this stuff is my life.
And you have no less than 10 books out, right?
That's right.
And so they cover the gambit from reflexology. What are the other books?
All of them deal somewhat with reflexology. I won't say all of them, but pretty much all of them. Deal with different functions and different portions of reflexology. They're dealing with foot reflexology, hand reflexology, ears, face, body, things like that, chakras on the feet, meridians on the feet. Now, where I'm talking about meridians, I'm also including that whole Chinese concept of 5 elements and meridians. I also have a book called Quick Tips, and that's drawing from all the different things that I've ever learned. Garbage can information, I call it.
An alternative soup mix, if
That's
you will.
Right. That's right. Different. It's called Quick Tips for Pain and Stress Release.
So we got to get that message out.
You bet.
So listen, because I'm a computer technologist and you use computers, we see a big need for computer users because of our sedentary lifestyle. We're not getting the physical activity out of our lifestyle that we need to, because we get hypnotized, mesmerized in front of that computer. So tell me something. How would reflexology benefit a computer operator? Like, for example, if they're working on their hands.
When you're waiting for something to boot up, what better time than to work on your hands and work on your back muscles just by working on your hands?
And if you're a Windows user, that could take a long time.
That's right.
You know, I'm not married to Windows, and I'm not an Apple fanboy either. But I'll tell you what, the iPad is going to change and revolutionize. You know, here's what I'm thinking. We get a couple of podcasts going with you showing a couple of tips and tricks for computer operators, and people, when they get their iPad, it's going to explode. This new media, you will not be able to slow down. You will not be able to stop it. It's going to take a life of its own, and it's just going to go great guns. And this is the medium that I think is really, really important, because, you know, here's the thing. Elderly people love the iPad because it's simple to use. It doesn't have a keyboard. It's all touch-based. Young kids, 6 years old, they pick up the iPad, they immediately know how to start using it. So that puts a whole new meaning to ease of use, huge market potential. It is going to go around the world. You know that the first day that they brought the iPad out, they sold 300,000 units, and now it's up to 600,000 or 700,000 units, and they say it's going to be more popular than the iPhone. So with all these people using, I think this is the second wave of technology. So more important now is reflexology for the computer user. So tell me something. If I'm going to explain reflexology, and you are the best person for this, if I want to explain reflexology to a computer user, what would you say? How would you explain it?
Well, the first thing I would explain is that what reflexology is working on specific points that relate to parts of the body. And it doesn't matter whether you're talking about the ear, the hand, the face, or whatever. But to me, what is most important in conjunction with what you're saying is that I know that people do not like to take time out for exercise or whatever. Sure, they love to do their jogging and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there you are at the computer, and you're not going to stop in order to do some exercises. It just won't happen. But if you can do something that you can do as you're waiting for something to download, as you're waiting for things to happen,
or even
then you're not wasting any time.
When you're reading an email.
When you're reading email.
Yeah.
So you're not wasting time. And my whole concept of doing different corrections is to not waste time that is so valuable to people, and computer people know how valuable that time is.
Okay, explain correction. Because that's a word that our listeners, podcast listeners, may not have even heard of.
Okay, correction means that showing you a particular thing that you can do to change something in your body. Whether we're talking about a hiccup. Let's say you have hiccups. There are wonderful ways to stop hiccups. Simple ones. One of them I can show you right now is to take your wrist and just hold it really tight. Squeeze it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the correction for
That's
hiccup.
a correction for hiccups.
For how long?
You
Until
hold
the
it till
hiccups
your
stop.
hiccup goes away. How long do you want to hold it? And my theory on how long do you hold anything is till you get bored.
Yeah.
And when you get bored, it means you're not needed.
Oh.
I get bored very quickly. I like things to happen fast. I like magic. The thing that I like about the reflexology I do is that I call it magic because it can work fast.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should.
So we're trying to explain this concept of reflexology to hardcore, scientifically based, logically based computer users. They're programmers, they're app developers, and they live in a world where everything is Boolean algebra. Everything is, when you communicate with me, a series of ones and zeros. So reflexology, how do you say this is beneficial to you and put it in a scientific, or as best, I mean, how do we do that? How do we bridge that gap?
I can't do that.
Oh.
I can't do that because it's magic. Magic is magic. I mean, I'm sure there's a scientific basis that we haven't discovered yet. Much the same as if you had brought a flashlight into a caveman's cave and you tried explaining how it worked with batteries and plus and minus and, poles and stuff like that. It wouldn't make any sense. They'd kill you.
Yeah.
The same thing is true now. We don't know why reflexology works. I can say it works.
Now, interesting thing. Before you were a reflexologist and you got involved in holistic health, didn't you have a background in psychology or psychiatry?
Psychology, not psychiatry.
Aha. Now, see, I have watched you in your classes. I've watched you with students. I've watched you with instructors. I've watched you with some of the most magnificent people. You have blended that so well, and I think that's part of the magic too, isn't it?
I probably agree.
I mean, come on.
I don't know where that synthesis happens, but in my mind, there is nothing that's wasted. Whenever you learn anything, it's added to your garbage can of information.
Yeah.
And it all becomes part of the next thing you do. So nothing is ever wasted. My psychology isn't wasted. I use it constantly without even knowing I'm using it.
I know, because I've seen you say to people, okay, you have this challenge, physical challenge with you. How many sessions do you think it's going to take? And they'll say, 4. And you say, good, that's our goal.
That's right.
Okay, we anticipate an end to this in 4 sessions. And I thought it was brilliant. Or when I've watched you, because you are my mentor, lots of times when we, as humans, we miscommunicate, right? And one of the most brilliant things that I had to chuckle with you is if you were having a difficult time talking with a person and they just weren't seeing your point of view and they thought that there was miscommunication, you would look at them and say, I lied. It would just throw them off because you took the responsibility on yourself and say, I lied, let's get over it. Let's continue on with the conversation.
I have another way of doing that now. I say you're probably right.
Oh, I love that too.
And the reason I like that one even better
Yeah.
is because everybody wants to be heard and listened to, and people don't listen. So when you say, you're probably right, they go, yeah, right, I am. Of course I'm right. And then they at least shut up. So it doesn't matter whether you're talking to a vacuum cleaner salesman or somebody who's trying to tell you that a better way to get married or a better way to do this or that. You're probably right. I taught it to my kids. They use it with me all the time.
Yeah.
Works for them.
So holistically, to me, the word holistic means complete or entire,
That's
right?
right.
So expand on that. What do we do? I mean, when you sit down and you work on someone's feet or hands, reflexology, what are we doing?
Every part of your body is a mirror of your body. For instance, look at your ear. Think of your ear. And as you look at your ear, here I am with touching my ear, and if you think of an upside-down fetus,
Yes.
where the lobe is the head, the curl around the outside is the spine. At the top, where it curls in around and around, are the legs. And all of the inside are the organs of the body. So, you want to work on something that has to do with your head? Work the lobe. You want to work on the spine? Work the outer part of the ear. Can I give you an example of that right
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
now? Do you have any pain in your neck?
As a computer operator, are you kidding me?
Okay, which side hurts the most?
This side. The right
Okay.
side, actually.
The right side?
Yeah.
Okay, so turn your head to the right.
Okay.
And I would like you to, with your hand, uncurl the curl in your ear, starting at the top of the ear.
Oh, here, this
Yeah,
way.
and using your thumb and index this way. Go all the way around and down, and all the way around, down to the lobe. Yeah, you do have to change the position of your hand, and do that 3 times. But try to keep your head towards the right.
Oh, okay.
And one more time after you finish that.
And this is relaxing the spine?
I don't know, we'll find out. I don't want to lead you. Okay, good. Now turn your head to the center again. Now turn your head back again this way.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, do the other side as well because you want to stay balanced. So turn your head the other way as you're talking.
So how important is balance? We talk about well-being and balance. How important is that? So if you do something on one side of the body, you should mirror it on the other side?
Yes, in this case.
Okay.
I eat with a fork and knife in different hands. I don't need to be balanced there.
There you are.
I don't need to write with both hands, but it would be fun.
Ambidextrous.
Okay, yeah.
I like that.
And now check the other side and see if that isn't feeling much better.
I've got one more roll to go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, much more relaxed.
So that's something that I suggest to people both at the computer, but when driving, where you suddenly do a body check and you go, ooh, that hurts. You can immediately correct it, and that's where the word correction comes in, by doing this on your ear, and now the pain's gone.
Now, you've got books dedicated to this, do you not?
Oh, yeah.
So name one of the books that are dedicated.
That would be in the ear reflexology book, it would be in the foot reflexology book, in the hand reflexology book, and in the quick tips.
You've done it all. Didn't you used to work on horses, didn't you?
I still do.
Okay, so using what method? Was it the Touch for Health method or
I use, now I call it Pause Point, because I work on horses and dogs, and I have classes for horses and dogs, and they come here to my office.
So all the animal lovers out there,
Yeah.